I ain't paying no $42,000 fine, ladies and gentlemen. Woof! All right, you know, this is one of those COPA videos, you know what I mean? Lately, this has been on everyone's mind, especially the people that have been making content. What can I say? A $42,000 US fine doesn't exactly leave your mind, so to speak. But you know, last time I talked about this, it was to clear up the some of the clickbait and all the nonsense. But the reality of it is I talked about this being a vague law last time, and everyone's talked about it. So I did the one thing that most people should do when you come across a vague law. I got a lawyer. So I paid my consultation fees and I talked to a U.S. lawyer, you know, engaging in you know, entertainment and whatnot. People that you go to necessarily when you're working in the business, and you need to just fly an idea to say, hey, is this really fair use? Is this really this or that? People that know that aspect of the law, you know, if you know what I mean, right? It's like going to an immigration lawyer if you want to get a visa to the United States, something like that. So paid my consultation fees, had my questions asked, and we went over things like COPA. Now, COPA, for those of you who don't know, is more geared towards things like data collection. Now, I mentioned this in my other video where I talked about, you know, there being websites where they specifically ask you if you're over 13 or under 13, because around there is sort of your cutoff for how this stuff is affected. Now, I've seen a lot of YouTubers over here who've like destroyed my feed on Twitter saying, do I gotta delete videos? Do I gotta do this? No, if you feel that your video is geared towards kids, just go to the fucking creator studio and tell it that it's geared to kids, all right? Done, you're safe. Now, what I did was I actually said my entire channel is geared towards adults. Because if you've ever heard me talk, I've mentioned things like cum sandwiches, okay? Really dark stuff. And if you think that's geared towards children, we need to have a long fucking discussion about why you shouldn't reproduce. But let's get further into that, okay? Now, a $42,000 fine gets into my head because I realized that, man, I played some video games. I played shit like Minecraft, shit like Sonic the Hedgehog, maybe even a Mario game. Hell, I might even have some Pokemon footage up here. I probably definitely do. And because this is a machine learning situation, meaning that YouTube's short bus AI sits down and fucking decides, ooh, that's for kiddies, that isn't for kiddies, we could get a little fucked. Now, for me, I'm not even worried about it. Being the fact that it's going to be manually tagged by the YouTube AI, I also believe that there needs to be a manual review of a video, because for them to do this would be a severe breach of what they're trying to go for. If the video turns out that it's not geared to kids and the FTC finds you that it's geared to kids, that is the easiest fucking backhand you can give back, like the true vice grip on the nuts of the US government. Now, I'm making this video because honestly, it's like Custer's last stand, okay? I just gotta stand up to it, all right? I'm not paying no $42,000 fine to the US government if I get caught for appealing to kids by YouTube's short bus AI. It ain't happening. All right, you know, I could get fined once, I could get fined twice, 3, 4 times. At that point, I'm fucking homeless. All right, no, everyone's homeless, okay? At some point, you get fined enough that you are incredibly fucking homeless. You are out on the streets, you are at the glory hole taking for a living because you can't pay your mortgage or anything. You can't even get a bite to eat. Simple as that. The only reason I'm not paying it is, God bless, I'm in Canada. So what are you gonna do? Get a forfeiture order on my assets? Calling an extradition seems a little blown out of my proportion. See, what this is scare tactics. And if you ever heard about scare tactics, it's how the government and all these agencies try to scare the shit out of you. You know, when every time you torrent a file on the internet, and like, you know, I wouldn't know this because, you know, you never should do it, but back in my younger days, whenever you get those letters to your fucking to your email that says, ooh, you downloaded that MP3 on the internet, dude. Those are scare tactics letters, all right? Nobody has ever really went into the category of enforcing that bullshit. Maybe once or twice to send a message, but some of the stuff can cost a lot more, okay, to enforce than to actually collect on. Now, even a $42,000 fine per YouTube video is a little excessive, okay? Like maybe if you factor in that most YouTube videos, if you're a fairly large YouTuber, will make like $400 or $500, $4,000, sometimes at the very high end if you're the biggest YouTubers out there. But $4,000 even is not equivalent to a $42,000 fine. You can take that shit to court and they'll have to really gauge and assess the viability of the punishment to the rewards that are reaped. Now, going into this, it's all about data collection, like I said earlier. Now, if you know anything about data collection, the real fine line is, if you're a YouTuber that gears their content towards children, you have to say, yes, I do have videos geared toward children. And you know who you are, okay? So if you're drowning shit like Peppa Pig, or if you're playing Minecraft hide and seek, or God knows whatever, okay, and your audience are children, okay, like you are catering to the children demographic, yeah, you have to. All right, and yes, your income will be dipped by 90%. Why? Because YouTube will have to turn off targeted advertisement to children, because that's YouTube's end, okay? They can't do that. All right, data collection in this case means that they have to harvest data from the cookies that are on the children's computers and devices to gather what they're doing so that they can target advertisement towards them, which is how you'll make your money. By giving them non-targeted advertisement, which is just bullshit ads that they have, yeah, you're going to be making significantly less CPM. It's just the way the world works. I'm sorry. You know, years ago when they said, Moody, you got to go kid-friendly. Whoo! Man, I never considered it, but God, if I did, I would have fucking slapped myself silly. You know, because that puts your channel at jeopardy. It's not the income that you should be worried about. It's your channel standing in the rankings. Being that you're aiming towards kids in this new system, the fucked part about it is you're not going to show up on the algorithms. You're not going to show up on searches. So ironically, because of this, YouTube made the US government said, hey, YouTube, we want more edgy content, and we're gonna hold you by the nuts for it. And that's kind of what's happened. Now, the data collection thing, when I discussed with actual legal teams about this, actual like a legal individual who knows their shit, was that if for example, here's a good case, right? Let's say that you're running a channel for kids, right? And let's say that you run some contest. For instance, you're running a contest for a giveaway. You're like, hey kids, but like you have to literally be saying that out loud. Like, hey kiddos, you want to win this Minecraft plushie? Well, it's time to go to this link down here and just enter your name, your address, so we can send this to you if you win. Why is that so bad? Because that's literally the worst case of data collection. If you do that and the FTC finds you, you go to court and you get your ass reamed so good. Why? Because not only did you target kids, but you ran a giveaway which the kids gave identifiable information, all right, without even having a parent consenting it, all right, because you didn't ask for that. The website didn't even ask for that either. So you got a kid to willingly give a name and address, maybe other personally identifiable information to you, all right? So you are data collecting on these children. So there's multiple ways that most people can be affected to it. These are just some prime examples. But the stuff that I've been seeing on the internet about a lot of these YouTubers who have like completely shit themselves, like, man, I do animation, should I delete my content? Deleting your content does nothing. Privating your content does fucking nothing. Marking your content as safe for kids does all the world. Because that means that if you have that flag marked, the FTC won't be doing anything to you. Again, this isn't a YouTube thing. This is a US government deal. The US government has passed a law that affects every content creator globally. All right, me, you. If you're from like, you know, the most like remote country in the world that has a YouTube program in it, yeah, you're falling in the jurisdiction as well. Now, for US residents, the fact that you're going to get fined, all right, you're going to have the whole legal battle. If they target people out in YouTube Russia, YouTube Canada, YouTube India, whatever you want to get down to, yeah, it's going to be a lot harder for the FTC to you can charge them, but to get money out of them, that's going to be a bit of an issue. Which takes me to my like real final point. 95, I would say almost 100% of us, 99.9% of YouTubers won't have this issue. All right, looking further into it, it's gotten me a little breath of, you know, relief, a little sigh of relief action going on, because looking into this, I've realized that as long as you're not doing a lot of this stuff, as long as you're not in the data collection, as long as you're not taking things so vague, as long as you can get these firm grasps in you, you're going to be fine, all right? Realize it like this. These are $42,000 fines. Let's assume that as soon as this goes into effect, right, January 1st, 2020, you're going to have content creators who get fine, right? Like they get flag. It's like a yellow Dolan flag, right? Like you get hit. Do you realize how many fucking lawsuits that are? Okay? First of all, do you realize the shit that's going to happen if it comes time for enforcement? Okay, you got to get authorities involved in enforcing the thing. The FTC has to be willing to actually go through with it. Just because they get a flag, it doesn't mean they're going to fucking chase a lawsuit for every single person out there. They may do it to one or two people, all right? And those people are going to be the sacrificial lambs. That's going to be the one scare tactic. But in the grand scheme of things, even if they decided to go after everyone, They don't have the fucking resources to do it, and they're not going to have the fucking support of enforcement agencies for this whatsoever. You got to realize something about law enforcement in the United States. There's like a billion agencies doing a billion other things at once. If the FTC goes up to federal agencies and starts telling them, hey, we got some fucking Minecraft, they'll hang the call up as soon as you say Minecraft. All right, they're too busy hunting down other stuff. You think federal authorities are going to give a shit about a Minecraft YouTuber that collected data off kids? Dude, they got other stuff to worry about. Okay, the FTC is going to get laughed out of office. And if you get fined, the amount of legal recourse you can take to stall something like this in court, because you know there are going to be cases like that. There's going to be rich individuals who decide to say, hey, we can stand up to the FTC. Fuck, we'll take it to court. If this goes to court, do you honestly see most judges taking the side of the FTC? Do you really, really feel that given the amount of punishment to the amount of possible rewards, the amount of vagueness this law provides? Because if a law is this vague, to fight it in court it's a double-edged sword, because once this goes to court, you have so much ammunition for the prosecution, the defense. It's actually mind-boggling. If you ever looked into the legal field, this is kind of, how things go. But ladies and gentlemen, given the fact this is my last video on this whole COPA stuff, I really have, we've all been having a weird time. 2 weeks have passed and everyone's been sort of running around like headless chickens. I decided, hey, you know what? Consult legally. Let's see what we got. What are the options? Now, if I get hit by one of these, I'm not paying a $42,000 fine. Fuck that nonsense. Okay, I'll be like Bonnie and Clyde or something. Okay, like a solo Bonnie and Clyde. Do tech double team. Just run away. 2 fingers up in the air, fight against it, get out of here. Because honestly, it's also an incredibly unjust law. It takes me back to a time when I was a child and we had Saturday morning cartoons. I don't know how many kids still do that these days. But back when I was a fucking kid and we had cartoons, we had our cereal, I had my Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Sometimes I had some Fruity Pebbles. Maybe I had some goddamn Reese's Puffs. All right, and I sat down in front of my television. Okay, and you want to know what I saw between the episodes of the cool cartoons? Bakugan ads, Beyblade ads, targeted ads to kids. So why the fuck is it such a big deal if any of that happens to kids online? You want to know why? Because at the end of the day, this has ultimately been pushed by a fucking dying medium, which is television. If you still work in television, wake up, Grandpa! It's over, all right? The party is over for TV. It's done, okay? Goodbye. You have been replaced by streaming services and content creators, so you can take your fucking irrelevant TV asses back home and let the new media get in. Okay, this is it. This is the new media. Go home, boomer. That's all that really can be said. Okay, because it's a really stupid law when you think about it. Why is this specifically targeting online creators as operators and really not the TV agencies out there that are also doing the same shit? Because it's the last fucking kick in the air, all right, by this dying medium to exert some form of fucking relevancy on us. That being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, 2 fingers up in the air, all right? Obviously not a kid-friendly video, but I'm done with Deus Ex. I'm actually almost done with the first Mass Effect, fucking amazing trilogy that is. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I ain't paying no $42,000 fine. This is Commander Muda, and I am fucking out. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. Support my Mass Effect 2 addiction. Thank you very much.